Guardian is the tank class of 9 Rain. He has the most survivability and only does decent damage, and a lot of people think that that makes him the weakest character in the game, but that's not true. In this video, we're going to be learning how we can use his tankiness to carry the team. We're going to be talking about what his skills do, what weapons you should be using, what passives you should be taking, and also what relics you should be running. And at the end, we'll talk about decomposition and final thoughts. Guardian's passive is called Steel Guard. It allows you to press the dodge button while you're blocking to go into a better card position. This reduces the amount of stamina damage you take from blocking attacks. This increases your shield stability by 5 times, so always equip the shield with the highest stability you have and always focus on getting a better shield. Now after you block something, you can then do a guard counter, but with the Guardian using a halberd, you can do a charged guard counter, which does a run forward animation and does a lot of damage, and it does a lot more poise damage as well. His first skill is called Whirlwind. It activates a wind gust around him that does AoE damage and knocks up small enemies. You can also hold it down to make the gust bigger. There's also a relic you can get that makes the gust last longer overall. This is mostly going to be used for small or medium enemies to knock them up so you can deal with them a lot easier. His ultimate is called Wings of Salvation. When you press it, you're going to fly up in the air and then land on the ground doing small AoE damage, and then you're going to revive all your teammates in the area. Even if your teammates have 3 bars of revive HP, it's going to instantly revive them, so it's a really strong ultimate. You can also hold the button down so that when you land, you'll make an AoE field around yourself that's going to make all your teammates invulnerable, and then you can get a relic that's also going to heal them. This is good because when revived, your teammates don't come back at full HP. This will make sure that they don't instantly get killed whenever you do revive them. When it comes to gameplay, the Guardian has one job, and that is to hold aggro while your teammates do free damage. Keeping the aggro on yourself means that your teammates have more time to engage the boss, to do damage, to do their abilities, and they don't have to worry about getting hit back in retaliation. The combination of your shield and steel guard allows you to take no damage while tanking almost anything. You have the highest HP in the game, which means that even if something does get past your shield, most likely it's not going to one-shot you, and then you can recover, use your Estus, and just get back into the fight. There are also smaller enemies that can be interrupted by Whirlwind, so you always want to make sure you're using that to give your teammates more time. Whenever you see a better shield, always pick it up, because the more stability you have, that means the less stamina damage you're going to take, and Steel Guard improves your stability by 5 times, so every upgrade is huge. You always want to use the halberd because the Guardian gets the charged guard counter with it, and that's way better than any other weapon that you're going to use. Also, as Guardian, you're going to want to remember that your HP is one of your best tools. You have the most HP in the game, and if you stack that with resistance passives, it means even if you get hit by a lot of attacks, you're still not going to die. You can just get back up, drink an Estus, and you're going to be full HP again, whereas your other teammates would have been one-shot or almost one-shot. If you guys are enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. It really helps me out. And as long as you're holding aggro, your teammates are doing free damage, which is going to improve the overall damage of the group. And if you're getting guard counters off, you're going to be doing a lot of poise damage, which is going to increase the amount of staggers you can get off for the whole fight. Another strength of the Guardian is that he has a lot of different playstyles. For example, you can get the relic that extends the duration of his whirlwind, and so it's just a huge AoE that just mini staggers enemies all the time. You can also get a relic that whenever you do a charge attack, it also does a mini whirlwind. So you can use both of those together and just stagger everyone that's all around you and give your teammates a lot more openings. You can also get a playstyle that's way more focused on like guard counters and recovering HP and surviving that way. We'll talk about this all in the relic section, but just understand that the Guardian has a lot of different playstyles and you can play him whatever way that you enjoy. And you can succeed playing him in a lot of different ways. Now we're going to get into what mistakes people are making the most often. A lot of people are making the mistake of just using lock-on all the time. Now while lock-on works most of the time, there's certain enemies that if you're locked onto them, the way they attack you, it'll kind of get past your shield and it's weird. So for example, with the centipede demon, sometimes when he's doing his swings, you can get hit from the side even though if you have your shield up and you're locked onto him. So always try to be careful against those types of enemies. Another thing to remember is a slight movement with Steel Guard. Remember to take that into account whenever you're trying to block. Sometimes you actually dodge out of the attack and you won't be able to block. And if you do get a guard counter off, make sure it's a charged one because you're going to be doing a lot more damage and breaking their poise way faster. Also, if you don't find a purple shield, always upgrade your shield. Do not upgrade your weapon. It's a big trap. When you start prioritizing your shield, it's gonna make every run way easier. You're gonna be a way better tank and you're gonna be way more successful than just focusing on your weapon. You gotta remember that if you have a better shield, gives you a lot more guard counters, gives you a lot more stamina, which means you can do a lot more poise damage. It's gonna be a lot better than just upgrading your weapon. Now let's get into his wide variety of relic builds. The best relic in the game for the Guardian is going to be the Last Remembrance Relic. This makes it so after channeling your ultimate, you're going to heal the allies around you. You're also going to reflect damage whenever you use your Steel Guard. Now this is a fixed amount, only 72 damage. It's also going to give you 3 vigor. The Bloodborne Relic is strong, so that even if you do take damage, you can get it back real quick. For the final relic, you can use something like this that makes it so you create Whirlwind whenever using charged hardboiled attacks. It also gives you HP restoration on just normal halberd attacks, and then also with a Bloodborne effect, gives you a lot of HP regen. If you don't like the charge Whirlwind, you can get something like this, gives you and your allies more runes, gives you more vigor. There's also this rune you can get, which is going to increase your guard counter damage based on current HP. It's very good if you're using guard counters all the time, which you should be. For example, on the target dummy, a charged guard counter at level 15 does 226 with the relic on, and with the relic off, it does 145 damage. So it makes a big difference. Personally, I think the best setup is going to be the Witch's Brooch, and then you're going to be using the Bloodborne effect relic, and followed by your guard counter gives more damage the more HP you have. I think it's a very good combo. This setup is going to make you a lot more valuable team member. It's going to boost your utility to the team. It's also going to boost your damage. So yeah, the fights go way faster. With the enhanced guard counters, with the more HP you have, you can also use powers that stack more HP, and that's going to give you more damage at the same time. Also remember, any power that says that you're going to do this while walking, it will be activated when you're blocking, so those are super good. Now when it comes to Guardian stats, he has an S in HP, a C in FP, and an A in stamina. The S in HP is the highest in the game. That's going to be one of your best strengths, so use that. You have the most HP in the game, make it count. The low FP means you can only use a certain amount of weapon skills, so be very careful when you're using them. The A in stamina is very good, and a good block shield in combination with Steel Guard is going to allow you to block a lot of attacks with the crazy amount of stamina that you have. Now the B in strength is going to be helping out our halberd use, because we're going to be using them all the time because of charge guard counters. Other than that, you also have a C in face, so you can sometimes use some miracles that are going to help you out, mostly buff miracles instead of damage ones. Now for weapons, you're going to be using a halberd all the time, so the beginner halberd is not bad. It's pretty decent if you can't find anything better. All the halberds are pretty similar. They do pretty much the same thing. The only exception is going to be Commander O'Neill's standard. Sometimes you can get halberds that give bleed procs. Those are pretty good. It's going to increase your damage by a lot to be proccing bleed. But the halberd that you're going to want all the time is going to be the Commander standard, because it's going to give you an AoE buff to your whole team, and that's amazing when it comes to every fight. Now when it comes to team composition, Guardian doesn't really care who he's playing with. He only has one job, and that's the tank. Now with that being said, if you have a Guardian on your team, the best thing for the other teammates to do is to pick full damage classes. That is going to allow the Guardian at the front to be taking hits and then doing guard counters and charge guard counters, meanwhile you also doing full damage. So ideally, if you're playing a Guardian, you want all the other teammates to be playing full DPS. Now for my final thoughts on the Guardian, I think the Guardian is way better than most people give him credit for. Most people think that he's just a tank, so that's why he's the worst. He's not going to be fun because he does no damage, or his damage is really low. Now once you understand him, you understand what to do in what situation and how to block everything. You can then do a charge guard counter that does a lot of damage. This means you can stand right in front of the boss, do damage to him, and the boss can't really do anything to you. It also means that your teammates have way more time to breathe. They have way more time to think about doing damage rather than just running away all the time. Also, if the boss is just focused on you all the time, that means they don't have to think about actually dodging, and it will increase the amount of damage they're doing. And the charge guard counter, as well as reflecting damage whenever you Steel Guard, means that while you're defending, you're also doing a lot of damage. And once you realize the most important thing about Guardian is that instead of upgrading your weapon, you should be upgrading your shield. That's going to make the fight 10 times more easier having a better shield. Once you realize all this, you'll understand that the Guardian is actually a really good character. He's really fun to play, and once you master him, you can block anything and still do a lot of damage. He's the ultimate support character. If your teammates are all dead, you can revive them even from 3 bars all the way up and just vault ultimate. That's amazing. If you guys are enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. It really helps me out.